I'm here with the man, Eric Verdi from the Impact Club. Now, first of all, I know his mom, so I kind of probably know the answer to this, but what made you start the idea of the Impact Club, or what was that about it that you liked?
So it's a great question. There's a longer origin story, but I might cry.
Come on, Eric. I need the big money shot.
Maybe.
For my stream.
So I'm from Frederick.
Yep.
I grew up in Frederick. As you know, my mom has been around here forever. My grandparents moved here in 1957. I founded Impact Club as a way to give back to the community.
Yeah.
I had two cousins tragically pass away at the age of 35 and 41. And one thing I remember from their funerals was just the amount of outpouring and impact they had in other people's lives. That I wanted to leave a legacy here in Frederick, because I have two boys. I started this when my oldest was 11 and my youngest was 8. And my oldest is now graduating high school.
Oh, wow.
And my youngest is a freshman in high school. And I wanted a way for them to be proud of their father, be proud of our name, be proud of what we do here in Frederick, because what I do professionally, it's important, but it doesn't matter and have an impact like this does.
Yeah.
So my wife and I wanted to leave a legacy here in Frederick, and the Impact Club is a great way that we've done.
I mean, it really is. I think, Frederick is such an amazing community, right? And we've got an organization. I don't know how you guys choose, number one.
Right.
It's just kind of a voting thing, right?
I can tell you about that, yes.
Members all vote.
Yes, I can tell you about that.
But I just think that when you're able to take a lot of people who are able to give a little bit, but make such a huge impact, that is just phenomenal.
Exactly. So we have 408 members now. So every quarter we meet here. Now we're at Attaboy Barrel House. We've been at Idiom and we've been at the Blue Side before that closed. Yeah. Great location, great facility. Every quarter we come together for a live event. We bring in 3 charities. They're basically drawn at random. We do a pre-amplification. We literally draw the names out of a hat of the 3 that are going to present. What's a really cool thing about Frederick is all these nonprofits pull together.
Yeah.
So they all root for one another. We've got 59 registered nonprofits that are eligible to present. Okay. So all 408 members have a voting interest. We vote, and the winning charity walks away with 90% of the kitty of the pot, which tonight will be about $36,000.
Unreal.
And this year, the fourth quarter in November, we're going to surpass $1 million donated since 2017.
That is really, you should be so proud. And I hope, and I'm sure your wife and your children are very proud. I know your mom's super proud, and that's what moms do. But really, you really have taken something so simplistic. But I know I'm on the board of a lot of these organizations. Tonight, Second Chances Garage, I'm on the board there. Been on the board of United Way. I love SOAR. I mean, all these organizations, that money is huge to them, right? This is a huge chunk of funds, and they're going to be able to have an amazing impact on our town, which is excellent.
So it's a pretty cool premise. They get 5 minutes in a microphone. They don't have to do a grant. They don't have to, spend hours writing a grant, get submitted. It's literally come up here, you stand 5 minutes in a microphone, you tell your story.
Yeah.
And the most compelling story, members vote on.
Yeah.
And they walk away with a huge kitty.
Yeah. So I've heard you've allowed some charities to come back and present who haven't won before. Is that the case?
Correct.
Now that everybody gets a little bit, or?
So now, a year ago, it was winner take all.
Right.
And I have I don't want to call it a board of directors, I call it an impact growth team.
Yeah.
Got together with them, they're like, we really think we should split up the winnings.
Right.
So now every charity walks away with something.
Right, that's awesome.
And yes, non-winning charities are eligible after 2 events to come back and present again.
Okay.
Ironically, all 3 of the charities tonight have presented before.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, look, I think you're doing amazing things. I know we're gonna see that name, Verdi, on something
Maybe.
big.
Maybe.
But at least those checks that are impacting our community coming right back to Frederick, I just think that is so awesome, and really appreciate the time tonight, and can't wait to see my first Impact Club.
I love it. Well, thank you for doing what you do. You do a great job.
Thank you so much. I am here at Impact Club, my first time.
Welcome.
With Chris, who you are on the board of the Impact Club.
Yes, the executive committee.
Executive committee, the fancy people. So basically, Impact Club is at its core a club. Mm-hmm. People who are members give every quarter.
Yep.
every quarter?
$100 every quarter. It gets withdrawn just before we have an event like tonight.
Okay.
3 nonprofits that get randomly selected, literally out of a little black hat that
Really?
Eric has in his garage. And they have 5 minutes to speak and pull on your heartstrings, be as informative as you want to be,
Right.
to try to get everyone to vote for you at the end. And it used to be winner takes all, and then when we formed the executive committee, I was pretty set on having it not be winner take all, but maybe splitting it, like an 80-20 split, so then all 3 nonprofits get to walk away with something. And Eric was open to that, and he was like, all right, could we do like a 90-10 to start? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So now, the first place gets 90%, but then 10% gets split between the other second and third place. And in the nonprofit sector, that could go a long way.
Oh, heck yeah. Look, I mean, I think a lot of our nonprofits do, I didn't even pay, and we've got lighting coming in. I love this. I think, our nonprofits can do a lot with very little, many of them. How long have you been a part of
I have been a part of Impact Club, I believe, for 3 to 4 years.
Oh, very good. Okay.
I've known Eric for the last 25 years.
Really?
So it was kind of easy to be a part of it. But then he asked me about a year ago, hey, I think we should turn this into an executive board, and I want you to be on that board.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
What's been the best thing over those several years that you've been a part that you can remember, like when you went, oh my gosh, this is just amazing?
Well, I think every quarter, it's 3 different nonprofits, and you get to hear experiences, goals, stories that really, hit you. It tugs on the heartstrings a little bit.
Of course.
When you get, like the Frederick Center, you hear some very deep stories that you wouldn't necessarily resonate with unless you were in that community.
Yeah.
So it really. It's a wholesome thing to be able to hear certain things like that.
Opens your eyes a little bit to what people are dealing with, their challenges and things like that. That's pretty cool. Now that you're a dad, do you feel like the kids ones really get you?
Yeah. Well, I think anything kid related really does get to me. But when you hear something like a Sleep in Heavenly Peace.
Oh yeah.
That definitely tugs on the heartstrings a little bit more when you realize that some kids literally don't have beds, and that is literally their goal.
Other than COVID, what has been the biggest challenge for Impact Club that you've seen so far?
I think as we change venues, not that we have like every year we change venues, but sometimes businesses change their operation of hours.
Right.
So sometimes they're open when we would typically have it. That kind of interferes with it. So it's finding that right venue that has good parking. It's kind of close to everyone who's a part of it. So no one's driving 45 minutes to an hour to get somewhere. On top of that, you wanna keep growing. The membership in $100 times over 400 members, that can pack a punch, but we want to keep giving more and more back, and we get nothing out of this except for giving back to nonprofits. Being a local native in Frederick, I mean, the nonprofits kind of make our county, specifically the city, what it is.
So it for sure does, and I think that Frederick is such an amazing giving community. So how can people register, sign up, check out Impact Club? What do you recommend if somebody's interested? Yeah, absolutely. You can find us on Facebook. That's the #1 goal. It has links to everything because there are a couple different Impact Clubs. You want to go to our exact Facebook page to make your clicking on the Frederick chapter of it. And you get to see what nonprofits have won. You get to kind of see a highlight of what an event like this is like if you couldn't make it out or you were unsure if you should join. You get to kind of see firsthand what it's like. That's awesome. Well, look, I appreciate your time. I know you're busy. Impact Club, check it out. It's okay. Dapper DJ's going to walk right through the shot. We're going to get him on the show next. I've already talked to him. But look, check out Impact Club. This is what Frederick is all about, taking a little bit about what each person has and making a huge impact. And we think you guys are doing great things. So well, thank you so much for having me. Awesome.